Hi, I'm Sandy Ray, founder of Sandra E. Ray CPA, where we alleviate financial headaches so that you can create a bigger impact. Today, I want to talk to you about tips for your year-end donation campaign. And I want to get started with a few statistics to put the importance of the year-end campaign into perspective. Now, this data comes from a Bloomerang survey from 2021. So not last year's data, but fairly recent. The first thing I want to let you know is about 25 to 30% of annual giving is done in December. So it makes our year-end campaign very important. Most nonprofits begin planning for their year-end campaign in November, but almost 8% begin planning as early as September. Most nonprofits generate at least 2 touches with their supporters during this time of year. And believe it or not, direct mail is still the most popular year-end marketing method. And the reason is 31% of offline first-time donors are retained for at least a year, as opposed to 25% of online first-time donors. That's a pretty big significance. So I want to give you 10 helpful tips for your year-end appeal. Let's start with number 1, and you probably won't be surprised, it's plan early. Let's anticipate those obstacles and make sure that our team understands their roles and responsibilities. Another thing we can do during planning is assess the results from last year's event. Did we meet our goal? Who were our biggest contributors? What platforms did we utilize? What was our average donation size? What were the demographics of the people who donated? And what aspects of the campaign can we improve on this year? And once you've decided all that, you can implement those changes. The third tip is to craft a compelling case for support. Let the donors know the impact that their dollars are having on your community. Generally, this is best done by individual storytelling. We can select a protagonist with a compelling story. This can be a volunteer or a constituent. We need to define the problem. What's the main issue? Is it related to your main mission, or do you have a special project that you want to be promoting this holiday season? And then wrap it up with a call to action. Make sure that your story is accompanied by an effective design that follows your branding. So step number 4, branding your year-end appeal. Now, your year-end appeal should include your logo in all of your materials, no matter what method you're using. Make sure that your colors and your fonts are consistent throughout your materials. You may even want to brand your year-end appeal specifically. I mean, you have an organizational brand, but this appeal specifically. Themes like Giving Tuesday or Giving During the Holidays are often popular at this time of the year. Tip number 5, we want to segment our donors so we can personalize the messages, sending the right information, the right message to the right person at the right time. And we can do this by grouping our donors. We can do that by grouping our donors by engagement level, giving levels, frequency of giving, or preferred communication methods. Then we can personalize those messages to those individuals. And even going further than that, tip number 6, conducting an A/B testing with your appeal. It just generally means create 2 versions of your year-end appeal and then find out which one gives the best results. You can test any aspect of your appeal. It could be your email subject line. It could be the actual text. It could be the images, or it could be your call to action. But I recommend that you test one element of the appeal for the best results. Tip number 7, create an outreach cadence. Donors are very busy at year end, and they're inundated with appeals from other organizations. So understanding when to send your appeal and how often could improve your results. And when I talk about cadence, we're talking about something like this. Maybe stagger your communications into 2-week intervals until mid-December. And then send a weekly communication. And then finally, like the last 4 days of the year, send a daily communication. That's just one example of something that you could try. Tip number 8, make sure your systems are in place and ready to go. Make sure your website online donation form is collecting all the data that you need: name, address, email. Maybe you can add a matching gift tool. So, many employers match their employees' gifts. If we just collect some information, we could double that gift by asking people to either go out themselves and do the matching, or we could do it for them. And then finally, offer our donors the ability to turn a one-time gift into a monthly gift. These are all things that we can have in place in our system before we're actually receiving donations to improve the results of our appeal. Now, as the appeal goes on, we want to show our gratitude. Does your online donation system send a thank you? And above that, are you sending a thank you message to donors within 48 hours of receiving their donation? Are you personalizing that message with their name and the amount? And finally, at the end of the appeal, are you providing donors with the results of the campaign so they can see what impact that they had for your organization? And then finally, tip number 10, analyze your success. Look at your matrix. Did you meet your fundraising total? What was the average and the median donation size? What were your response rates by each method, direct mail, online, etc.? What were your response rates for your A/B testing? What results did you get? Which did better? How many new donors did you get this year? And how many repeat donors did you have with this appeal? Now, these ideas can be applied not only to year-end appeals, but appeals all year round. So remember, plan early, assess your results from last year, craft your story, brand your appeal, personalize your message, conduct A/B testing, determine your message cadence, make sure that your systems collect all the data, show gratitude, and analyze your success. I hope you have a wonderful giving season, and I want to thank you for joining me today. Remember, creating a bigger impact starts with stopping the nonsense. If you're dealing with nonsense in your nonprofit organization, we'd love to help you cut through the noise.